Good morning. I want to thank Chair Powell for joining us today. We appreciate your time and look forward to hearing more about the Federal Reserve's outlook on economic and monetary policy. There's been a lot of rhetoric lately, particularly from our friends across the aisle, suggesting that Republicans in the Congress are steering our economy toward a recession. However, the facts tell a different story. 4 months into the Trump administration, American workers and taxpayers are already benefiting from a strong, resilient economy. The Fed noted that growth is solid, and even former Fed officials have dismissed the idea of a recession this year or is near. Compare that to the previous administration. Under President Biden, Americans endured the highest inflation rates in decades, driven by reckless spending and misguided policy decisions. Now, under the Trump administration, inflation has declined to levels lower than those seen before President Biden's flawed so-called American Rescue Plan, and real wages are finally meaningfully growing again. There's always some economic uncertainty when the United States engages in difficult negotiations necessary to secure more open markets for American goods and services. But that uncertainty is not without a strategy of balanced, lower regulatory costs, pro-growth tax policy, and controls on federal spending, all combined with trade successes offer economic opportunity. One Fed official, Governor Waller, has outlined how a balanced approach combining potential tax rates with targeted tariffs could foster strong economic growth. Let me be clear on that point. We can fight to open markets, break down non-tariff barriers while achieving solid economic growth at the same time. That's President Trump's goal, just as it was for President Reagan in the 1980s. I also want to commend you, Mr. Chairman, the Federal Reserve, for taking positive steps to keep politics out of the Fed, including disbanding 4 internal climate-related committees and making the Fed leaner and more efficient by right-sizing your workforce across the system. These moves reflect a commitment to efficiency at the Federal Reserve. I'm also pleased that Governor Mickey Bowman has been confirmed as Vice Chair for Supervision at the board. Governor Bowman has been a tireless advocate for community banks, and this committee is eager to work with her on policies that enhance our banks' ability to provide greater access to capital and services for our families and businesses across our nation. I look forward to today's hearing, and I yield back the balance of my time.